Seedlings. It is what, December 2nd?
I believe so.
This is my friend Josh. He's like a plant enthusiast geek like me. And we're going to go around and taste some apples for you guys. Today we're just going to be tasting mostly seedlings. There's some interesting stuff and it's about time.
Awesome.
So this one is Grenadine X Gold Rush. A lot of people are interested in this because I always say it tastes like bananas, which I don't like, but they do. But yeah, just go ahead and bite into that. But being a grenadine seedling, it's got a lot of the flaws of grenadine, like the kind of grainy flesh that tends to go soft, thick tannic skin.
Skin's a little tough for sure.
This actually tastes pretty good. It doesn't really taste like bananas.
I like the flavor a lot. I don't know bananas.
Yeah, not this year. And this is never going to be released. It's just not good enough. I don't want to keep releasing like apples that I consider a stepping stone in breeding. You know, this is a huge improvement on grenadine. It's very edible. It doesn't have the intense color. It doesn't have the berry fruit punch flavors really. The texture's not great. The skin's thick. Like once it's ripe like this, the texture just gets worse and worse. Like it doesn't hang. It doesn't hold. So there's no storing it. And I probably won't even use it for breeding. This one's been more promising, but it's kind of in the same boat. And hopefully there's something good on here. Try to watch where they fall to see this one. Maybe this one? Soft.
I like this.
Yeah, it's very edible.
No.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's darker for sure. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar texture issue, kind of dry. More flavor though. More complex flavor. Yeah, this tree's just done. Yeah, everyone's so excited about this when I do videos about it because the color. When I bring people out to taste this apple, they like it, you know, a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, but you don't know.
What it could be.
Right. You don't know, like, it can be better. So.
Yeah, to me, both of these, I mean, I would totally go.
Ow!
Oh, man.
I got knocked on the head. Here, try that. Oh, over here.
Yeah.
I like this one here.
Wow.
Same cross. These are all the same cross.
Okay. Interesting flavor, like I don't know, there's a complexity to that, like berry.
But again, tannic, fairly thick skin, grainy, dry flesh. All that comes from grenadine.
Is grenadine kind of specialized for one thing?
It's one of the Albert Eder apples. It has two things. It has great flesh color and really strong, complex, like fruit punch berry flavors.
That's definitely a unique flavor. I don't know if I've ever tasted an apple quite with that.
I think this is 1110. I'm pretty sure it's 1110. The label's lost on this, but I have it out in the trial rows. Yeah, that is kind of an intriguing flavor. Huh? It's actually quite a bit like vanilla pink.
And that's one you released a couple years ago?
Yeah, it has a lot of the same problems. Inconsistent ripening, early drops, stuff like that. So any of these you could sit down. Like if you're hiking in the woods and you found a tree of any of these, you just eat a bunch of them. It's fine, but that's not, fine isn't what I'm going for. And I don't want to just keep releasing things that are pretty good or, yeah, like I said, they're stepping stone apples to me. And I'll say that when I release stuff, like I think this is really kind of a breeder, but I want to get it out there. And they are good. Like vanilla pink, when it's good, it's like really good, but it still has some of these traits. Might be the best of the lot. It looks like there's a couple of crimson gold left and they're probably nice right now.
All right.
Yeah, that has that
waxy
star shape a little.
Oh.
So this is an Eder apple that he actually named and released and patented. Very crisp.
I like the crisp, yeah. I mean, honestly, for flavor, though, the ones we just had, I like a lot of tang, personally.
Well, this has a little bit of the savory Wixon thing going. It's related to Wixon. The other interesting thing about this is you can cook it for like an hour in boiling water, even longer, and it holds its shape. Very strange. It doesn't taste like it would be that kind of apple.
Right.
It's very crisp and juicy.
I definitely like the consistency.
Yeah, I think it has potential for breeding. And there is kind of a full flavor to it. That's the savory component, right? There's a little bit of richness to it.
Well, I might not have the complex apple palate.
It's like you gotta do it a lot to pick that stuff out. This is about the earliest I would start eating pink parfait.
Oh, this is pink parfait, cool.
But it'll hold like this and get more flavorful over at least the next month and a half.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to be a red flesh for some reason.
It isn't really. It's just light pink.
Although,
Oh, there's some color. A little watery right now. Kind of been noticing that this year, even though it seems like a really good apple year, like a lot of them don't have the richness. It could be because we got a lot of really early rains.
definitely. A lot of the
Yeah.
mushrooms went crazy and rotted out. It rained so much for a period there. I grafted this from you last year, but I haven't tried it yet. So
The texture of this apple is like almost unbeatable. It's crisp, but it crushes up really easy, and it stays like this. I mean, these are almost like ripe. They'll peak, and then they'll just sit there and hold.
So
It's
it
like
doesn't go all
extremely
the way like that.
valuable. Yeah, and to walk out here at Christmas time and just in the frost and, you know, pick one of these and eat it fresh, it's like really great.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this a lot.
And I think I have seen, you know, some of these texture traits transferred into offspring so far. That's the primary value, that and the hanging and the lateness for me here in this climate.
What
you know,
really brings the red? Is that rubiat, or did you like what started?
grenadine and rubiat
Okay.
are stronger. So you're much, you know, my friend Freddie's been breeding apples even longer than I have, and he says pink parfait is not good at transferring red flesh.
Yeah, definitely the crisp though is awesome.
He recommends using it as the pollen parent rather than the seed parent. So that's probably what I'm going to start
It's a
doing.
good dad.
See if there's anything. Oh, here's a specimen of Hello Kitty. Is that? Oh, this is Appaloosa.
Appaloosa.
Appaloosa. It might be getting ripe now. It's very late. It has a lot of the same grenadine issues, but when it's good, it has probably the most of the grenadine flavor than anything else I've grown out of grenadine. That's like
I like
overripe.
the flavor.
I have like 2 other trees we can try it off.
This definitely reminds me of the first red ones.
All right, this is interesting. Yeah, come on over. This is Sugarwood, which I originally released as just a cider apple, but I've had reports from several people, and eating them this year especially, it actually has turned out to be a really good dessert apple. I also cooked it, holds its shape. Yeah, it's good. Flesh is still dense, but literally before it was like just a mouthful of pulp.
Is that a Wixon?
Wixon X Rubiat.
Oh, really? Those two? Okay. I can see both. That's
Yeah.
a nice flavor too. I like that.
Yeah, it's rich, very rich. It's similar to Cherub, which is earlier. And we'll try this off another tree as well. But yeah, it's quite good. I had a couple of people write me and they're like, these things are delicious.
Yeah, totally.
Turns out to be a nice little dessert crab.
It makes sense. You know,
Super high sugar. It's the highest sugar I've ever measured on the property. It's 28% when I measured it. Isn't bricks to alcohol percentage approximately half? I think it is.
I don't know.
I think I heard that. So if that was true, this would make a 14% cider.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, I bought one of those bricks testers years ago. I was trying it with plant leaves and stuff. I don't know. It seemed fiddly.
Well, with juice, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it's easy to use.
Right.
That's a good apple. So now it's a multi-use apple. Cider, baking for pies and crisp and stuff.
But I would eat on this fresh too. I mean, just.
And fresh, yeah. I don't think I'd try to make applesauce out of it. It's still a little, maybe too dry, pulpy. It's not dry, it's
Just
just
break down as well. You think?
pulpy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be fun. We'll see what's over here. Have you ever had Muscat de Venus?
What's it called?
Muscat de Venus?
I don't think so.
Try that.
That's really different.
That's the umami savory flavor.
Yeah, savory.
You know, I've eaten this before and been like, that tastes like seafood, like
Right.
crab or lobster or something. A double meaning to the word crab apple. But it's not fishy.
Right,
It's
no.
it's that umami component, the richness.
Wow, that's really interesting. I don't know if I love it, but
No, I don't
just for
like it.
Novelty's sake.
But using it as a parent to get savory flavor, like I've crossed this with like golden russet and Ashmead's kernel, like
Right.
that combo could be amazing.
Huh? Wild.
No, there's no acid almost.
Yeah.
It's like people who like eating like sugar cubes or those like circus peanuts or something might be into it. There are people that like no acid in their fruit.
I have a hard time understanding that, but I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Huh? That's really unique. I could maybe banana.
Yeah, I might have some. I've used it for like a salad. So cut up in chunks in a salad with like a vinaigrette to give it some acid. It's actually quite interesting. And, you know, the savory component like blends with the more savory components of the... It has potential, I think, for cooking. Like a really creative chef could figure out ways to use it. Maybe baked with like some kind of balsamic reduction or something along those lines. Or like, again, a salad that's not supposed to really be a sweet salad. You know, maybe have some nuts in there, some meat even, you know, like chicken or shrimp. Yeah, shrimp.
Muscat de Venus?
Muscat de Venus, yeah. That's, again, Eder. It's related to Wixon. The problem with Wixon is it cracks. Like, you won't find a single uncracked apple in these trees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as soon as it rains. Like, you got to pick them before the roots can really... Like, if it's a real big rain, it takes them a little while, like a week maybe, to start blowing up, and you can pick them then. But often they're not at their best even yet. So this is, again, apple USA. Apple USA. Try that. Oh, that's better.
That's really tiny. That's a lot.
But it won't hold at all. Like from this point, it's just, yeah. See, this has more of the complexity, or at least mine does. All right, try that one.
I'm having a hard time discarding the parts of the...
Oh,
I'm save them for later.
yeah, I'm just like, I was out here with my friends at last tasting video, and Emmeline's just picking up everything. You get it now?
Definitely. Yeah, it was a little underripe, the first one.
Yeah, that comes from grenadine, but grenadine's even stronger. Though this is the closest I've gotten.
Oh, man. Is grenadine deep red, too?
Even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, even more, like neon.
Yeah,
But its
so-
texture is like gone before it's ripe. You know, this is like maybe like a 70% improvement on grenadine,
Okay.
something like that. So the trick is crossing this, say, back to pink parfait, and then we could maybe maintain this flavor, reduce the thickness of the skin a little bit, get a texture that holds, and we could end up with an apple that looks like this and tastes like this that hangs through December.
Awesome.
Because this is already late. It is backbreeding. It's like inbreeding a little bit, which I usually avoid personally. But it's probably 1 or 2 generations removed. Because the red flesh parent is the same. See, that's compelling. Like, I want to eat the whole thing. I'm not going to, but...
I am, but later.
Yeah, that's delicious. I'll bet the juice from that is really good.
Oh, man. Well, I've definitely repressed the pink pearl years ago. And, man, that pink juice is really stunning.
Yeah, try, like, grenadine juice. It's just... really, really pink. And it has the flavor too. I think these pink parfait might be slightly riper.
Yeah, I'm going to set these down.
You need a basket.
Oh, this is the pink parfait.
Yeah.
That's
Texture.
the texture all the way.
Yeah, again, so imagine that apple back there crossed with this.
And hardly anything color-wise. Texture alone, that sells it.
And there's no doubt it's going to happen, you know, if you grow enough of them.
Sure.
And they're already growing right there.
How many are in there, you think?
280, something like that. Some of them are so stunted that they may not even survive. I'm not even going to fertilize that anymore because I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. What do I
When
do?
they're that dense, you
I need
kinda gotta give them a
property.
little something,
What's that?
huh? When they're that dense, you like have to give them a little something.
I mean, I do fertilize them because I wanted them to grow fast and get to the point where they're 6 feet or more tall to take a cutting at the top, trying to get rid of the juvenile growth. But at this point, the likelihood that I'll be moving and somewhere I can plant them anytime soon, it's just not looking that good. If there's any rich people out there, give me money to buy property.
Oh, no.
And like last year, I saved over 400 apple seeds. You know, like I'm going through them, every year's the best crosses I've ever made. And I'm just like, I'm not going to plant any of these because then I have to dig a whole huge bed, even at that spacing, which is like 6 inches or 7 inches, staggered, or triple rows, I think, or maybe even quadruple rows. That's a whole project.
That you seed in containers and then move these out at a year or two?
In containers, yeah. I now use these little Anderson bands. Do you use
Oh, the
those?
square things?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are great.
I've seen your video on them. I don't, but mainly because I'm too cheap to buy any containers anymore.
Yeah, if you don't need to. But with the kind of level I'm at, growing 400 seedlings, it's like you really can pack them in. It's very
Yeah.
efficient.
That
And
makes sense.
if you're using them for nursery work and not selling them, it's just a one-time investment. They last for years and years.
Right.
Yeah, but digging a big bed for like 300 or 400 seedlings, it's like a whole big job. And then I have more to water, you know, more to weed. I'm already, that's all I do with my time almost, besides like washing the dishes and cooking. Because like you have a partner, so it helps with that kind of thing. But I'm just like,
Well, man,
gotta do everything.
since going back to full-time work elsewhere, my plant geekery is drastically limited. But I
Yeah.
still spend a couple hours watering every day.
Yeah, I use sprinklers, but still, it's like you know, to set my phone and like, oh, go back out, walk all the way back out here, move the thing, you know.
Is it spring water or well?
Yeah, we have a spring.
My well water, if I overhead water, I end up with mineral. It's really bad.
Oh, that much, huh?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that's one of my criteria for property is at least a good spring to drink out of, but like lots of water and preferably nothing I have to pump out of the ground. Yeah, so check this out. I've actually asked a lawyer about this and he thought it was a doable idea. So I thought, what if you had a spring share, like a cow share? Okay, so like let's say I have a really good spring, better than the one we have, which is good. It's never run dry or anything, but it gets low in the summer. And so maybe twice a week or something, you fill up a huge stainless trailer tank, drive it to town, and people have like a water share, and they just maybe drop like a certain amount per gallon in a jar or something like that. You could go to the farmer's market and say, look, oh, you want to buy spring water? Well, you have to own it because we can't feed you like raw spring water legally.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
yeah.
It's a raw milk thing, right?
Right, same as the raw milk cow share thing.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I love that idea.
Yeah, because I see these people just standing in line at the water machine, you know, buying like into their plastic jug.
And
It's
RO
like,
sucks too. It's, like I really don't like.
it's not good.
No,
No, it's not good.
it's leaching.
So yeah, having a good spring to drink out of is like gold, you know. And if it's enough to water too, and it just runs out of the ground uphill somewhere,
Oh, yeah.
it's so good.
Dreams are made of these things.
Yeah.
I like these a lot.
Yeah, they're great. And like I said, they just get better. And the texture doesn't go for a long, long time. I've eaten these at this, almost this good a texture with lots of flavor in February before.
Wow.
Not usual, but
Depends on the
usually
year.
usually into January at least. And again, you can start eating them now, even a little earlier. So you get this really long season and you never get like storage funk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you don't get that like refrigerator flavor. It doesn't even matter if matter where it is. If you pick it and store it, it's going to taste different than right off the tree.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Downsides are scab and bitter pit.
I had at least 2 or 3 of them I grafted successfully.
So here's the outdoor cactus.
Oh, cool.
This that's a Spiritu Cabra. You can see it put on. I've measured. I think it was 22 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just getting established.
And that like kind of little.
That's the name, Cabra's goat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because that's called the chevron pattern because chev is goat, right?
Oh, right.
Like
okay.
like a goat's horns.
Love it.
That and just like the rebellious, aspect. And I'm a metalhead, so. And it does it's like the most vegetative growth I've seen on probably anything here. Very blocky. Look at the color on the back side of that thing. The color is really rich, like almost a blue-green.
Oh, yeah, it totally does these little wrinkles.
Yeah, tons of that.
Love it. Man, that is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a SSO2 cross. It's Scope SSO2 Pachanoi. And that one has really pretty, like bird-like patterns on it. You see that?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
It's like almost like a line of little birds
Sure.
or angels or something.
Wow. Yeah. If you sit and stare at the cactuses long enough, you see all sorts of details.
That's Godseed. Look at that
This
thing.
Yeah.
It's like more jewels than jewels. It's like super juicy. It grew like crazy. I think again that probably close to
totally.
2 feet, maybe like 22 inches.
Wow, yeah, that's wild. Are most of these...
Most of this row is Scopulicola X
Is
Jewels.
that Oregon one?
That's the graft, of that SAS Scopulicola. This one I'm really interested in, but it shifted to 5 ribs, unfortunately. But look at that.
Oh, wow, yeah, right.
Yeah, and again, that's an SSO2 cross too. So typically those are, how do you say it without saying it? This one's really cool, just visually.
Yeah, bumpy.
Yeah, bumpy,
Like that.
notchy.
That side view. That Pricoceras fellow has a bunch that have a lot of
Oh,
side view. They're
this-
spiky though.
I saw on a guy tagged me on Reddit or something or Facebook, and he got the first year I sold seedlings. He got some of these from me, and he got this thing he calls Lumpy Space Princess, and it's like almost spineless, like tiny spines and just like deep. crenellations like this.
cool.
It's like really cool looking.
Very cool.
He auctioned off like the first cut of it and sold for like $300-400 or something.
Awesome.
Great. He's going to send me a piece at some point. Yeah, I mean, that's not a morphology I'm super interested in growing a bunch of, but you know, it's cool to have.
It's not as functional.
Yeah, cool to have cool looking cactus. These are two, this one and this one are these kind of like late pineapples. They're really just coming in. I usually bake with those at Thanksgiving. That's when I start using them, and then they improve for about a month.
What's the parentage?
These are both Lady Williams X grenadine, or the other way around. You know, they're not great eating apples, they're edible. They're both nice and sharp, and like later, like into December, they develop actually a pretty rich
I
flavor.
can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely seems like it's a little on the early side, but that's the tang I'm always looking for.
Yeah, it's a very bright flavor, but it's not like teeth chattering. So this one I actually named and released because I was trying to decide between one or the other because they're so similar. I just ended up picking this one. I just called it Red Winter Pie because it's just a utilitarian apple. It's just a good winter pie apple. There's nothing special about it. It doesn't need a fancy name. It says what it is.
Same thing, you know, good tangy, and I like
Yeah, and that flavor gets more complex because it's a Lady Williams cross, and Lady Williams is actually quite fruity and complex late in the season, but is not ready till about like mid-January to February 1st.
Do you mess with Spitzenberg?
I've tried it, just never impressed me, you know, off Frankentree anyway.
I've always heard it's a good late one.
More like a keeper probably, right?
Okay.
So yeah, here, try this sugarwood. Is that overripe? A little bit.
Well, yeah, but I like the flavor. You know, the acid, but also like, yeah, there's a different level of.
Here,
Yeah,
try that
it's
one.
complex.
That might be a little better. It holds really well in the tree as well.
Oh yeah.
It'll just hang and hang. I've picked them up off the ground in February, and they're still not rotten sometimes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it has some of the savory component of Wixen that gives it this really like broad richness. Pretty complex flavor beyond that
I think that might be like favorite flavor.
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot like the one I have called Tomboy, but Tomboy's earlier, so they're very similar actually. When they're both at their best, you know, you could possibly have a hard time telling them apart. But as Tomboy's finished, this is ripe.
Wow. Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of people out there who've invested in this quite a bit for cider, so I'll be real interested to see. I have a feeling it'll make really good cider.
will.
Definitely strong cider. More like apple wine, right? I know a winemaker that doesn't want grapes this sweet.
Really?
Yeah, he looks for grapes that are lower in sugar.
Huh.
This is a Lady Williams cross. It might be underripe at this point, but it could be interesting, so let's try it. A little starchy still.
I like that too.
So this apple, the first year I tasted it, I was like, holy crap, that's like what I've been trying to breed. And then I had like crop failures 2 years in a row. Then I grafted this and it grew like insane. It grew here this one year and then like up here the next year.
Holy shit. Yeah.
And it produced these gigantic apples this year. And they all got bitter pit and water core and just fell off the tree and rotted. So this, like you can see, this is just covered in bitter pit.
Bitter
But-
pit.
Yeah, it's like some kind of physiological thing having to do with, I think, calcium. But pink parfait is very prone to it as well. But like say if you're doing like a commercial apple, it's a real problem. Like you can't really sell this
Right.
very well unless someone tastes it.
Yeah,
Look at
so
that.
it causes it to go darker, kind of under the skin there, like that.
That could be water core.
Okay.
So, and that can confuse tasting because, yeah, that's water core. Because it has its own flavor. Like it's kind of a fermented or pineapple-y flavor.
Yeah, I taste that. I mean,
Texture.
yeah.
Texture's amazing. I think I prefer that to pink parfait
Firm-
texture-wise.
It's firm but not crisp, like in the same way. Like
It's crunchy instead of just crispy. Like it breaks up into chunks.
yeah,
It's
easier
smaller,
on your-
but it breaks into chunks easily.
No, I like that. I get you.
Flavor's great.
It is great.
And I've seen this just like velvet red.
Man, no, that's an excellent flavor.
So I've just been calling it best red flesh apple ever because I don't want to tell anyone the cool name I have for it. In case it doesn't pan out and I want to use the name somewhere else. So everyone gets confused, so they get mad at me either way.
Names are tricky business. That might have just bumped the other one and took their
Yeah.
flavor and texture.
And this is not a good example.
but still, like juice, like a gallon of juice of this.
Yeah, it's incredibly juicy. It's got a thin skim, good acid sugar balance. So obviously I use this heavily as a parent for the last few years.
Is this the only one you have?
This is like a graft. I mean, I probably got 3 edible apples out this. That's the last one. The original's down here. We might get a sample out here too. So this is black and red. Look at that.
Ooh.
And again, I've seen this like velvet red too.
Flowery kind of taste to me.
Interesting. I better taste one.
God, it's gorgeous. That is really like...
It just is, yeah. And you know, once you pick them, you start looking and there's like the pale parts and stuff. But usually when you look at them on the tree,
That has that dark.
like it's just really striking. Oh, wow. Good texture. Very juicy. This is King David X Rubaiyat.
Oh man, I love King David.
Yeah, I've invested heavily in this cross after getting that best red flesh apple ever is also one.
Okay.
I've got another selection that's looking really promising that's early. So I've sent out a whole bunch of seed for this and I planted a bunch more.
I mean, just the look alone, man, that one's really like...
But I think the real goal is taking these King David Rubaiyat crosses into the next thing. Like back crossing Pink Parfait onto them. Crossing them with like modern crisp apples that have all those like good keeping qualities and like hold their crispness, you know, but they kind of are boring otherwise, like, you know, Cosmic Crisp and stuff.
King David and what?
Rubaiyat. Even with all the red flesh, the complexity and depth and like all that mixed berry stuff, it's just not really there. I mean, it's there, but it's subtle, you know. But once I get it out of here and fruiting on other trees and like really healthy,
I mean, like complexity-wise, it's certainly up there with any of the others, you know.
I think like Appaloosa,
Appaloosas.
yeah, it's more complex and there's more going on. There's more layers of flavor, but there's a bit. And again, you know, it depends on the year. Like they're different every year. Every sample is different, you know. It's just like, let's pick this one over here. So this is, again, best red fleshed apple ever. We'll see if that's true, but the nickname. Like if I were to talk to a modern breeder and they wanted to use some of my stuff in breeding, I would probably point to this first. This black and red, and we haven't done Hello Kitty yet.
Okay.
But probably none of the grenadine crosses, you know, unless you're using for something specific like the strawberry flavor of black strawberry. But this, yeah, look at that.
Totally.
This sounds like the one. This might be the best one of the year. Come on, baby. Good flesh color.
Totally.
Hells yeah. Not too much water core. I can hear the texture in your mouth. That's good. Oh, yeah. Wow. That is like a really crisp bite.
Almost like a little underripe.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
Yeah, that has complexity, though. Tastes like someone, like, took a syringe and squirted, like, Hawaiian punch in there or something.
So is that the same?
Yeah.
Okay, clonal. Okay.
You can tell the texture is very similar. So, like, this specimen has everything. And no better pet.
Is that water core thing kind of regional? Or
It's
anywhere?
physiological again. So probably when this is growing on a big, healthy tree out in the open and has everything it wants, not... Because this tree is also incredibly stunted. It doesn't even get good sun.
Yeah.
And it still produces this. Also, as the tree ages, it has more root system to get what it needs.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah, that's good. I think you're right, slightly underripe.
That's amazing.
So it's also a late apple, which is a problem for a lot of people.
So that's your seed for...
This is crossed with pink lemonade.
Is pink lemonade something of yours?
Yeah, it's long gone, though.
Where did it go?
Oh, just...
Found it?
No, just...
Oh, done.
It's done.
For the season.
Yeah, done for the season. Okay, so Hello Kitty's still going. I'd say it's probably peaking about now, if not slightly over. I think of it as a crab, but really it's not. Like, you could see some of these specimens are medium size. And this produced a lot of fruit. If I thinned it, you'd get a lot of,
Sure.
mostly fruit that size.
Man. Well, that is red.
That's really good. Wixon Rubaiyat. Hello Kitty, Tomboy, and Cherub are like 3 sisters of Wixon X Rubaiyat. And they're all pretty different. I don't know how acidic yours is, but usually they stay acidic.
It's pretty high acid. It's on the edge of, like, yeah. But I think it's right. But that one's excellent.
Here, try another one. That has a little of that five-sided
Mm-hmm.
star shape too.
Is there an old one that was?
Yeah, Apiatois. Very, very star-shaped though.
Mm-hmm.
But, crossing it with this, maybe they would gang up. The genes would gang up. And yeah, so this one's more sharp than the one I was eating. Yeah, I think these are peaking right now, in the past week.
Consider that still a little on the early side for what you're trying to.
No, I want stuff through the whole season, but I do want really late stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want pink parfait, basically, without the bitter pit. Maybe without the scab would be nice, but with flesh like this and flavor like this,
Yep.
and more. It's all going to happen. Again, like a lot of that stuff's already planted. It's just waiting years to
Yep.
get it.
Yeah, those are excellent.
Hella good, huh?
Hella good. I should have bought a container for all my partials to take with me.
So this is interesting because it's been edible for a couple of months, but it just hangs and hangs. Scab free. This is a Williams Pride cross. It's Williams Pride Vixen. It's not particularly interesting, but the fact that it can just sit here and maintain like a decent texture for months
That is pretty cool.
yeah.
Is that the water thing?
Yeah, that's watercore.
Not near as much as the Venus. It has some like.
It has a savory flavor, but it only has developed recently. But other than that, it's just kind of watery and a little weird.
Decent texture.
I definitely wouldn't grow this, but I want to make some crosses onto it.
Deserves its place in the breeding room.
Yeah, especially with stuff that has really good texture, like pink parfait. It's obvious. That's the first thing I would think. Two apples that hang a long time that have. This doesn't have great texture, but it has interesting. It's not. I don't even know what to say about it. You know what I'm saying, though.
If we're toward the end of its window, I would say it's doing
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, we are.
Texture.
Yeah, and again, it's been edible, like kind of seemingly ripe for a couple months, maybe.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, this produced some interesting stuff, that cross. Well, damn, I picked all the Musketeer. Oh, here they are.
Musketeer, I love it.
Look at that. Oh, this one's already cut. Maybe we can get something off it, though. Yeah, this thing is just a different animal. And apparently this flavor comes from Rubaiyat, because I have picked it up a little bit in other Rubaiyat crosses.
Well, that's trippy.
Right?
Huh. Yeah, that's just different.
It's got like super fruity, complex flavor.
It's kind of mild, but there's a complexity still.
Yeah. And then that musky thing is like the closest thing I can figure out is blackcurrant.
I can see that.
Musk is the only term I can really come up
Yeah,
with.
no, you see that, sure. Wow, what a trip. That is,
Almost like a musky grape.
sure.
And great texture. Very sweet, too.
Yeah.
Could almost use a little more acid. But these are very, very ripe.
Wow, that is good. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, totally. I don't know that I love it, but I appreciate it's just different than anything else we tasted. What are the parents?
Pink Parfait Rubaiyat, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Probably the other way around, Rubaiyat Pink Parfait. So that good texture probably comes from Pink Parfait. It's not the same texture, but it's very crisp.
Right.
And this late as well. So this could end up being a pretty late hanger too, with a fairly long eating season, judging from what I've seen like this year. A lot of this stuff I'm going to call.
I'm glad I made it out earlier enough this year.
Yeah, so this has a broken branch, so that's something I'm going to call. See what you think of that. Most of them are on the ground. That's just a late hanging one. Is it soft now?
On one side, it felt pretty soft, but no, it's probably a little far along. But I mean, not a lot of acid.
I kept tasting it all season. I was just like, this sucks. So that's why the branch is broken down. It means that I want to call it. So if it's next to something interesting, I'll probably just dig it out. But often I'll cut them and graft and to grow cyanwood and just more fruit of something like Musketeer.
It's not bad, but it's not necessarily.
Yeah. Well, that's the average apple seedling. So in this project, I've heard this from other people, it's like 10 or 15% on this end, 10 or 15% on that end, and then the rest are just like, meh, it's an apple.
Apple juice if you want it.
Yeah, right.
Makes sense. Oh, wow. I'm overwhelmed. Like, definitely, I don't think it, well, outside of Apple Farm, I don't know that I've ever tasted so many different apples in one sitting.
Yeah, and unique too. Because if we went through and tasted apples of all the stuff I've collected, not as interesting. Like, I almost don't even do it anymore.
Right.
I'm just like, I try to keep up a little bit to see if there's something that pops up that I might want to use for breeding or something. My favorite apples are pretty much my seedlings now, mostly. I'd rather eat most of those Wixon offspring than Wixon itself.
Yeah, I never liked Wixon that much. I love Ashmead and King David for sure.
Ashmead's spectacular when it's good.
Yeah.
I have been using it. I crossed it with Golden Russet, which are two of the best russets.
I've never had golden.
Yeah, Golden at its peak is better than Ashmead's here at its peak.
Really?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you think those details are location specific a lot of the time?
Yeah, but a lot of apples just don't do well here. But Golden Russet can do quite well. I mean, I think if you had it in a better apple climate, because I don't consider this a good apple climate, I think it would be probably even better.
You don't consider this a good apple climate, like whether it's
No,
Washington?
not really. It's just too hot all summer long, dry.
So yeah, what's the ultimate?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a reason that Eastern Washington, it's like low disease pressure with dryish summers, not too hot of summers, dry but not too hot. Because, this is Ukiah, it's brutal sometimes. And we're cooler than the valley, but I wonder if this is any good. This is real promising, but look at the level of water core.
Yeah.
Like, that's solid water core right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely seen that on apples before. I just didn't recognize it for what it was.
But this is really promising. It tastes like rose sometimes. I don't know if it's going to pan out. It didn't produce any good apples this year.
I like that. So, it's different than...
I think a lot of that flavor is the water core. The flavor is bleeding in.
Okay.
Like storing your apple with onions. But there's nothing else there, really. The texture's terrible. It gets really good, red flesh development, but it didn't this year. I think the fact that we had such a long, warm fall, we're still there, delayed the red flesh development, which is triggered by cold. So again, a lot of these red fleshed apples that I have they're going to be red earlier and redder in like Oregon, Washington, lots of places.
Oh, really?
I think so, because it's going to cool off earlier.
The cold brings the color?
Yeah, that's true, and a lot of other fruits too,
Well,
like olives,
And, cannabis, a lot of them, once you get cold nights, they go purple. The
Right.
anthocyanin. Is it?
Right.
It's a different compound, I assume, in this?
I don't know about, that versus apples.
Purple in a lot of things.
Yeah, no, it could be the same. Yeah, it has something to do with cold and often with light, like light stress sometimes. So here's one we can try. Row of maypole seedlings. Yeah, isn't that trippy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually turning out to be pretty interesting. Oh, that might be soft now. It's definitely late. But this had a really long season, like it was edible for a long time. It's mushy now.
Good flavor, though.
But this one here, pomegranate crab, with the super red leaves. They're red in the spring, huge pink blossoms, extremely red flesh, like a deep velvet red. There's just nothing left here.
It looks like an ornamental.
Yeah, it's like an ornamental with like edible, but it's pretty small, but for juicing and like jelly and stuff like that. Cider, of course. Yeah, it's a cool one. And it actually tastes like pomegranate. And it's like that red or redder.
Yeah, that pomegranate tang is what I'm looking for in an apple. That really zingy. Love that.
I mean, a lot of these, this is a different genetic line of red flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to be a little, I don't want to say watery, but like the flavor falls off really quick. Like they're not rich. They're kind of like thin. They have a thin presentation, including this one. But I think just, getting more regular apples crossed into that line is going to be the trick. And also combining this with like that best red fleshed apple ever, right? Imagine doubling up those red genes.
Right. What's maypole?
It's a columnar.
Oh, you bred the columnar ones. I've wondered about.
Yeah, like you can see this one is columnar.
Okay. So that's, I see.
But this one isn't. It turned out to be exactly 50% through columnar trees. But maypole is very crabby. It's quite
do those
primitive.
end up being pretty dwarf? I've never worked with them or anything.
Yeah, most of them. Some are less so.
They start throwing at the top, kind of like opening up a little? Or
No, they just
stay
do you
tight?
see it doesn't have, the breaks are really small.
Trippy.
And it'll just even this one.
Huh.
Yeah, they're trippy. Yeah, but there's a potential maybe for like growing those as commercial trees, like in high density systems, because you could plant them this close. and still have them do well.
Well, ornamental edible landscape too,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just right on, along the side of somebody's deck or whatever, like
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, it'd be very feasible to get like this leaf color from maypole and the columnar
Dude,
form.
that would be really sweet.
Yeah, and the flowers on this are they're just enormous and like pink, very, very pink.
But that's like just random, like whatever genetics, right? Like one side of it.
No, they're crosses. That one you
But I
had
would've said the
was
seed.
maypole pink parfait. Oh yeah, these seed.
So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
But I don't know.
If you want to grow seed, I'll hook you up with something
Okay.
interesting. But maybe not this because I didn't do any crosses.
I might say it just even though it's random because I want the colors.
Yep, that's it for now.
Thanks, man.
Pretty cool. Huh?
Yeah. Very
Time. This is I think I'm like 14 years in now. Probably next year will be my first second generation fruits.
So was the original impetus just to prove Michael Pollan wrong?
No, no, but that's just a bonus. Someday I should write something up on that whole thing because it really is pointing out like fundamental problems with academia that have to. Did you read my essay on No Less to No More?
I don't know.
I just published it, but
No.
I've been writing about this stuff a lot. I just haven't published it yet. It gets at the difference between information and knowledge and how academia is basically based on the idea that knowledge can be transferred through information, right? So if you know something and you tell me, like that's a done deal, right? And it's all based on authority. You take this idea and you're immersed in it, then you think, oh, well, I'll just do a bunch of research and write about something. Well, he just didn't read the right research. Right, and he didn't do it. Probably, he probably had like
Hired people to...
interns or whatever you call them, like students.
Yeah.
And the whole premise of that thing is just wrong. Yeah, I have it in for academia.
Yeah, I got a bit of a chip on my shoulder with them too, in a lot of ways. Well, the applied, in real world, it doesn't work out like the designs.
And there's people that he could have ended up talking to, which would have destroyed that, but maybe he just didn't find them. And other people, they just filter information and cherry pick to fit the model that's already cemented. But yeah, just to me, it was more like, see, I had already probably talked to Freddie, and he had told me he was planting seedlings, and then I read about Eder. Mm-hmm. And so those were already in the back of my head, but I just had some Wixon apples from the apple farm. They gave me a box because I helped them with a root cellar. And I was just eating those and going, damn, like if you grew these seeds, seriously, like you're going to get all bad. That's like ridiculous. Like that can't be true. And so I just started planting seeds.
Where was Eder based?
In Edersburg, Humboldt County.
Oh, he was?
He and his brothers founded Edersburg. And he managed to collect, I think he said about 500 varieties of apples. And he's just like, most of these suck, basically. But he vetted through all of them and he started crossing the stuff that he thought would be interesting. And then he threw the crab apples and the surprise red-fleshed apple into the mix, just taking a chance, Again, an inspired approach instead of like a conservative approach. Because I remember reading something where he said that he had asked his plant breeding mentor about apples and the guy was like, yeah, don't bother,
Too much going on.
No, like... it's not going to work maybe, or just don't go there for some reason. And he's like, yeah, well.
The fellow over in the Sierras, he started finding...
Gillette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you talked to them much?
No, not
The guy
yet.
just passed on who started it. I think he died last year. He was one of the founders of Peaceful Valley. He had dreads down to his knees.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah,
I met him
he
one
wasn't that
time.
old.
He was into olives.
Yeah, he was into everything. He was, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'd heard he was sick.
Amigo Bob.
Amigo Bob. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was over in Grass Valley area for somebody's still keeping all the varieties.
Yeah, my interest in collecting stuff that already exists is very limited. It's just not that interesting. Just to find like the genetics that are worth carrying forward. But to me, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Like I've heard people say, like, don't bother breeding new apples, just save the ones that are there. They're good. I'm like, they're not that good. We've made a lot of progress. Like modern apple breeding has made tons of progress. It's just not in interesting directions.
Well,
it's in like practical,
practical directions.
But that's very useful. Like Williams Pride is a great breeder. There's all kinds of stuff out there.
That's a modern one.
Relatively speaking, it's from an apple breeding program, but there's lots of those. I want to start using them more to work in to get because a lot of my apples, like, they'll ripen, they'll peak, and then again the texture just starts going down right away, and that's not abnormal. That's normal, right? It's just not normal in modern apples, and that's like the main area that progress hasn't been made. But also disease resistance, because Williams Pride is very scab resistant. Gold Rush too has been a great parent, and it's often transfers its scab resistance to offspring. Keeps like a rock. All right, well, I'm going to turn this off.